we're the business team, and yeah, some of my group members. I'm not going to spend too much time on the names because no, pretty much Jesus Christ. So this is our agenda for introduction, going to overview, policy-fied forces, the challenges, Lamesley childcare analysis, on employee reviews, competitors, comparisons, recommendations, preferences. We're going to introduce the subject matter, the reason for this case study. So the UK childcare sector faces challenges, including high costs of funding, shortages, staff turnover, inconsistent qualities, and so on. And also, Lamesley childcare offers a mix of positive and negative experiences altogether. Some concerning negativity, because we come up with this introduction after completing all the analysis. This presentation conducts a very brief analysis on the UK childcare sector, and lastly, we focus on employee satisfaction and other relevant HR parameters. We're going to look at the overview of the childcare industry. So this is basically what the segments of the childcare industry is about. You have the nursery, the preschool, the school. The first three are mostly academic related. These are mostly informal. Parents that want special attention to the children after schoolwork. And then we move into the workforce. In England, the childcare workforce totals 640,000 individuals, with a strong concentration in the teaching assistants, which means that there's more people moving towards the academic side of the childcare industry. And then you have approximately 3.858 million children under the age of 5 residing in the UK, which constitute about 5.3% of the population, and that is quite a lot. Moving on to the market trends and analysis. Let's look at let's start from here. So the child daycare centers in the UK has experienced like a revenue decline, minus 0.4, due to the lack of investment in the childcare industry. And there's a minus 4%, which takes them to under 4 billion, the industry as a whole. But there's a forecast that it's gonna be positive later on because of the government injection of another 4 billion on the industry to help support parents, maybe after several complaints and protests about not getting enough support from the government. And the 4 billion is gonna amount to 30 hours a week of free childcare services for 2 children in every family. Let's look at the analysis of the childminders to each child in the country. Now, this chart basically is the number of children to one teacher. So the green one represents Northern Ireland, red for England, and then this is for Wales. Okay, as you can see, the Northern Ireland is a bit stable. Quite a lot of pupils to one teacher, which is quite a lot. So which means that it's an overload of work for most of the childminders. And you can see that in England, there's a steady increase on the number of child to one childminder, which also shows that there's a decline in the workforce, and the minders are getting more and more responsibility, which could also be an issue to look at. Let's also look at the providers, the way it's been spread out. So the providers, based on the people that are providing the services, the childminders and the tutors, 48% of them are childminders, this side in yellow, and you have 17% of them are the school-based providers, like in the nursery school, the preschool, and all that. Private group-based providers, which are the special employment package for people that want something more exclusive. And you have the voluntary here in pink. So you can see that there's more people going towards the childminders side, that's 48% of them. And let's look at the way the industry is spread out. In terms of the institutions, you have 12% of childminders, like industry, like the firm, like the business. We have just 12% of people, companies that offer services for childminders alone. And then you have more people, companies providing private-based services, institutions providing private-based services for parents, and then you have school-based services, which constitute 22%, and then you have voluntary, which is 40%. So this looks like a bit of a mismatch for some reason, because I don't want to spend too much much time on that, but I'm gonna go get to that. So let's look at person analysis. You have the government subsidies on the industry. You have also labor regulations. There's problems with the wages, and also you have economic strict regulations in the industry, which means you have to meet some certain financial requirements for you to set up or start up a child-minded firm. You have the social, which also has to do with the life of the child, the parent as well, like the job, the work life, and how they're able to, be available. And that would mean that they would either or not depend on the childminder services. You have technology, COVID-19, of course, would mean people would depend on remote jobs, stay home as well, the factor, environmental, COVID-19 as well, and you have legal, strict regulations on the new entrants, which is something you have to consider when you are doing the childminder business, because they pay attention a lot to the children. So let's look at the Porter's 5 analysis of the childcare industry. So look at the potential, the threat to new entrants. Potential entrants to the industry may be deterred by the huge financial investment. Like I said earlier on, there's a high demand for the requirement to meet the financial obligations for this industry is quite a lot. So it could deter competitors from, enrolling into the business. You also have competition amongst rivalry. There's a high level of competition among rivals, and due to numerous number of large and small scale industry. So which means that so here you can see that there's about 22,645 childcare centers. So in the UK, so that's quite a lot for you to fit in or get your own competitive space. You have also threats to substitute product. The childcare sector faces a moderate threat of substitution due to availability of alternative services like homeschooling. So if your prices are not very good enough, then they would seek alternatives. Move on to the bargaining powers of buyers. There's significant bargaining power of consumers in the industry due to the numerous options of the parents as well. You can see that because of the competition that we have based on the number of childcare centers, it would mean that if your services are not meeting up with certain expectations, then the parents can actually withdraw their kids and take them somewhere else. Bargaining power of suppliers would mean that the suppliers of the childcare services provided, like the tutors, will command a high fee depending on their qualifications. So the suppliers of the product, the services, which are the childminders, the tutors, if they are more qualified, then they would be able to negotiate for a certain fee, immigration. That could be a challenge for the industry. Now, I would introduce Fatima to come and take on the challenges of the childcare industry.
Hi all, I'm here to explain the challenges of the childcare industry. So first point is complex and disjoint system. Policy changes over time without a comprehensive strategy, leading to a confusing mix of childcare and early education priorities. Then the second one is funding challenges. Insufficient funding for existing entitlements makes it difficult for providers to cover costs, leading to cross-subsidizing. Providers charge higher fees for non-funders' hours. Then rising costs like wages, inflation. Then the third point is limited access and inequality. And the fourth is market issues. Decline in maintained nursery schools and childminders reduces options and flexibility. And the fifth point is workforce crisis. Low pay and undervaluing of the profession leads to high turnover and recruitment difficulties. Then the last point is challenges for local authorities. Reduced budgets and staffing limit local authorities' ability to manage the market effectively. So I'm calling Benjamin to take the next.
Okay, I'm here to introduce the name of the company. It's called Lamesley Childcare. We render some quality services. It has the capacity of up to 230 children per day, offering services from breakfast, after school care, pick up and drops, services from kids 3 to 11 years and disabled to up to 16 years. The organization was registered in 1992 in Sunderland. They have 35 employees, 3 trustees, and one volunteers. The quality service assessments, Lambs will hold the highest level, level 3, that's the highest level in childcare business or activities. The children are cared for up to the maximum level they can be much more cared for, so to say. I will call my next maker to continue from my stage.
Hello, my name is Dikesh. I will be talking about analysis on Lamesley employee satisfaction and retention based on the employee reviews. So here you can see the review 1, 2, and 3. So in the review 1, you can see like it says like great company, fun and productive workplace with high achievement. The employee review indicates a positive and negative or supportive work culture as well. So in review 1 also mentioned training, which represents commitment on ongoing employees development, which is significant retention factor. Review 1 also mentioned that they are treatable in the company with likely values and recognize its employees. Talking about review 2, it says we have like fast-paced, caring, rewarding job, as well as someone's negative comment as well. So in the competitive advantage review mentioned free childcare, flexible hours, and other benefits. These incentives are harder for a small company to match, aiding to retention. So one says it's limited hours is the negative part. The cause is highlight the issues with the part-time work being the norm, which might hinder the full-time worker seeking full-time jobs. So talking about review 3, you can see there is a professional development. The employee progression from 18 years old to the manager. So she became manager in 27. So in 9 years, she became the manager from the normal base employee, which explains a clear pathway for advancement within the company. So it's a major retention factor which combines stagnation and factor ambition. So lastly, I'm talking about evaluation of Lamesley employee retention, staff satisfaction. Reviews indicate a mixed experience. Some staff are highly supported and enjoy a positive environment, while others the negative management hindering their work. So lastly, I will talk about retention strategy. Lamesley appears to have elements of good strategy, training, potential for advancement, but have inconsistent management and limited full-time hours, which pose retention risks in Lamesley Childcare. So my friend, I'm going to talk about more.
Thank you, Nikesh. So after doing the brief search, we got two competitors of Lamesley company. One is All Kids Can and another one is Orchard Childcare. So all Kids Can established in 2015 and inclusive schools focused childcare, and they are giving the service age of 4 to 12 years old children, and over 110 sessions per week in over 80 schools. And they have school terms and holiday programs. So they have 35 qualified teachers, sports instructors, and coaches. On the other hand, Orchard Childcare, they established in 2013 and they have 21 employees, and they are providing service to the kids, those who are age 3 months up to 5 years old, and they are servicing pre-nursery, nursery, breakfast club, after-school clubs, and holiday clubs. So now I will explain, if I compare the three companies, the review, based on the reviews, we got this result. So Lamesley, as we say, they have 39 employees. On the other hand, Orchard Childcare, they have 21, and All Kids Can, they have 35. And employee development, if we talk about this, Lamesley, they have like high employee development, and Orchard Childcare, they also got high development. And All Kids Can, compared to them, they have the low employee development, because they are not structured and the employees can't access to the files and everything. So that's why it's low. And if we talk about the work hours, Lamesley are providing part-time, and Orchard Childcare extending their hours 7:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and All Kids Can, they are providing full-time and part-time both. And if we talk about retention, Lamesley got high retention because they're giving the long service. Their staff, they are staying long time on the company. And Orchard Childcare, they got moderate because they're only except the manager, they didn't got the like long-time staffs on their company. And all kids can, they got low retention because mostly they do the favorism and they're doing the biased decision. So that's why the staffs and they're mostly staying the short period there. Lastly, if we talk about the satisfaction, Lamesley got high satisfaction. The staff, they are very satisfied about their job because they are requesting for high, like long time working hours. But except that, they are very satisfied about their job. And Orchard Childcare, they are like moderate because employees seems like they work overtime for the lack of staff, and they're very busy. They're getting very busy hours. And if I talk about all kids scan, it's kind of like mixing because they got like highly polarized things because some of the staffs they are very happy about their job. On the other hand, like some staffs they are not. They are very like disappointed about their job. So that's why it's kind of moderate. And also because of the satisfaction, they can't the like unsatisfied people they can't serve their like the children. They can't like properly take care of their kids. So now I will call my friend Alan.
Hi everyone, in this slide we have a recommendation and implementation based on the reviews of analysis of the reviews. And we have the first recommendation here, and that would be to provide standardized management training that focus on supporting leadership with clear standards and foster a positive team culture. And for the second recommendation, for the insufficient hours, might be to address by looking into the roles that could be integrated into full-time positions, offering job sharing and exploring more flexible patterns to retain employees who require additional hours. And finally, our recommendation would be to provide additional subsidies and bringing the childcare companies together to form a united front for policymakers. And on the final slide, we have the conclusion. The UK care sector struggles with affordability, funding, and quality control. Issues similar to Lamesley style cares and mixed staff experiences. Addressing to the Lamesley slightly and inconsistent management staff activities is crucial. These improvements could positively impact both staff retention, child outcomes, and align Lamesley with best practices within the challenging UK childcare landscape. That's it. Thank you for listening. And